I watched this episode of Deadwood because it was supposedly about smallpox, so here's what I think of how they did. I'm Tira, and I'm an immunologist that likes to ruin the way TV shows and movies handle infectious diseases. This show is set in South Dakota in the 1870s, which is the same decade that the Little House on the Prairie episode I talked about takes place in, and in the state right next door, albeit just about as far away from Minnesota as you can get and still be in South Dakota. Unlike typhus not being present in Minnesota at this time, smallpox was everywhere in the 1870s, so it makes perfect sense that it would be in Deadwood. That's about where my praise stops though, because while a few people do get sick in this episode, all they really do is get a little sweaty. The people in the town do spend quite a bit of time trying to hunt down the vaccine though, and at the time this would have been with the cowpox vaccinia virus, which is where the word vaccine comes from. Vaccination back then involved rubbing dried scabs or pus from cowpox lesions into shallow scratches made on the arm. It was very protective and had low rates of developing into a serious disease. Around 1 in a million might die from that method, whereas if you variolated with actual smallpox, 1 in 100 would pass away from that. And catching smallpox naturally would kill about 1 in 3. In Deadwood, they never end up getting the vaccine, which is okay because only a few people get sick anyway, rather than the whole town, which would be more realistic and also would have caused that 30% mortality. I did not watch the episodes after this to see if the smallpox gets worse or portrayed more accurately, but based on how poorly the symptoms were shown in this one episode, I have to exercise extreme prejudice and give them a 1 out of 10 rating. Not a single one of them breaks out in so much as a mosquito bite, let alone a lot of smallpox pustules, so I'm afraid that's the best I can do. Let me know what you think about Deadwood in the comments.